thought for the day. Taking care of yourself is a big part of taking care of your children.
Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina Aina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being.
In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we are discussing the importance of being intentional and scheduling time to indulge in our self-care practices. Have a listen.
We're so busy taking care of our kids. Sometimes we neglect one of the most important things about taking care of ourselves, which seems kind of important because who else is going to do it?
Right.
If not us. That really is one of our number one jobs. And I've shared this example many times before about when you're flying on an airplane and the oxygen mask. So we all know that example. You put your own mask on first. This is so true in parenting, Vic.
Yeah, we have to find ways to take care of ourselves. But it's so tricky because parenting is an all-consuming job.
We've got a lot of ideas. We're going to share some of them here with you today, starting with be intentional about this. Don't expect your kids to just offer you, oh, mommy, do you need a little bit of you time? Could you use just a little downtime for a minute?
Yeah.
We'll just take care of ourselves for a bit. That's unreasonable, right? So you need to plan for and make arrangements for and get it on your schedule to do some kind of respite care.
Now, it's surprising. A lot of the times there are other mothers in your community who are feeling similar. I've seen a lot of moms that they do a couple of different things. Maybe they'll have a group. I used to do this with some friends. Everybody would bring a sack lunch for their kids and the moms would have a nicer lunch together and they'd all play. But then we'd also do other times where we trade kids so that I can have my very own time. And then other times that I'll take their kids so that they can have their very own time. And this brings up an important part. You not only want to find ways to, I think sometimes you just need to be alone. Find ways to be alone, but also find ways to connect with other adults because it can get really hard in parenting unless you reach out and become, foster some friendships, especially with someone who might have children in a similar stage and age as you have.
I'm over here chuckling just a little bit because of experiences that we've had, and I know you probably have too. I remember when our son was, I think, 3. Vicky was in another room trying to have a little bit of alone time. You're remembering this now. She said, honey, I just need a little privacy. Well, he comes trotting out to me. I'm in the other room, and he says, Daddy, Mommy needs privacy. Where is it? He's 3, right? I said, go back and tell her it's all gone.
I do remember that time.
Because it can feel that way sometimes, right?
Yeah, it really can.
Get intentional about how you're going to structure that. And it's not going to happen by default. Right. So be intentional, plan it, work it into your day, work it into your plan. This is important for your kids. And if you feel selfish doing it, remember the very best thing you can give your kids is a healthy, happy mom.
Right. Or dad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these ideas are how to get away on your own. But I think that with our children, we need to find ways to bring some relief to ourselves while we're in the active act of parenting, because that's the majority of our day. Right. So one of the things I was thinking of, a lot of women find respite by journaling. Just talk about your feelings. Take a few minutes to journal. And that's a really good way to take care of yourself.
And this could be while the kids are
while they're
watching
watching
or
something or playing something, or you've gone outside. A lot of times I used to go sit on the stairs and watch the kids play and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. Another one is playing some music. Have some light-hearted, fun music playing in the background. Mm. Usually that cheers me up to hear some upbeat music.
I think that has some developmental benefits to the child as well. Music is an interesting thing. Now, let me put in a little caution here, because sometimes we just want to match our mood with our music. So if we're feeling angry, we want to listen to some angry music, right? This is typically what we gravitate toward. Be aware that music has the power to change your mood. And sometimes you can choose the music on purpose that matches the mood you want to set.
Right.
Now, it won't feel natural right at first because, well, I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to listen to this happy music. But what happens is that music will help to retune you, shall we say,
right,
to a new frequency. And it can be a way to elevate your mood.
Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do is go for a walk. Now, if you can do this in nature, it's even better. But go out and go for a walk.
Get outside.
Yeah, get outside. You know, there are a lot of the times that I used to just use walking, either with a friend or with my kids. I've done it before where I've had the kids in the stroller. I think even one time I brought my own stroller. My kids were in school, but my friend had 2 toddlers, so we would go walking and I'd push one. Mm-hmm. But I think if you can go for a walk, get some physical movement in, and the outdoors do wonders to our soul. So get outdoors when you can.
The car doesn't count, by the way.
Yeah.
If you can, well, I can see outdoors, right? Get out, breathe some air, move your body around. This has a lot of physiological benefits, which have a direct impact on your psychology as well. Right. And your kids are going to enjoy it.
Now, another one is finding a hobby you like. This is really tricky because I think sometimes your hobbies have to morph with your stage, your kid's stage, your stage of life. Mm-hmm. But find a hobby. Find something that you enjoy. I remember my mom telling a story how when she was my mom had 6 kids in 9 years, I think it was. So there was a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. And she was just kind of going crazy. And she used to love needlework, handwork, anything. And she said, I'm not going to do it. I just don't have time for it anymore. And after about, I think it was like 3 weeks, my dad came to her and said, "You need to do some needlework," because she wasn't behaving the way she normally would.
If mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah. So find some sort of hobby that you enjoy, even if it's for a small little something, but find something you can enjoy.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.